All right, welcome to this webinar. My name is Brigitte Linford. I'm a superstar diamond coach with Beachbody, and I'm sharing some top secret information. I feel that there's a lot of things that you learn as you go in this business, and they're just random little things that make it easier and that people don't really tell you when you first sign up as a coach because they don't want to overwhelm you. So that is what this webinar is going to go over. So the first thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the Coach Online Office. So when you go to teambeachbody.com and you sign in and then you go to the Coach tab along the top, typically you go to the Coach Online Office. Now this is, I feel, the most user-friendly. It looks easy. I mean, it's easy to navigate. It's typically what most people are familiar with, and that is what I use myself as well. But very often you have a customer order or a coach sign up and it doesn't show in real time on Coach Online Office. Sometimes it may take 30 minutes or an hour to show up there. Every once in a while we also have the website maybe have a fluke or there's some error in how it shows up, something like that. So if ever there's something that doesn't look right, always go down to the previous office view and check what your Coach Online Office looks like there. It's not as user-friendly. It's kind of awkward to navigate in my opinion, but it shows everything in real time. So you'll immediately see your new coaches there. You'll immediately see any new customer orders. So that's the best place to look. And a couple other things I wanted to make sure you guys knew about, and that is that everything that you want to know is in the back office. I will do an update or something like that in the team page and people are like, where do you get this information? They think it's like top secret, handed down by rank or something like that, but it's not. There's actually a breaking coach news section in your back office and it's in the top right hand corner. So if you get in the habit of checking that every single day, then you'll make sure you know when there's maybe a change to the plans and procedures document, or if there's a new infomercial coming out, any promotions going on, anything like that. So definitely make sure you're always checking there. Another thing that I want to make sure you guys know about is CoachFAQ.com. Now you can see this little screenshot at the bottom of the page, and you can see there's a little row of hyperlinks down at the bottom of your coach page, and if you click on the FAQ, that takes you to CoachFAQ.com. Now this is the database for all coach relations customer service. So when you're doing a search on that site, you are doing the exact same thing a customer service representative or a coach relations representative would be doing if you called into them. They literally go to Coach FAQ, type in some keywords based on what you're asking them, and they pull up the information. I mean, there are so many things that are constantly being updated or being explained better and new things being added every single day. And so it's literally impossible for these coach relation representatives to just memorize everything. So that's where they go. So I feel it's the easiest way to get the facts and the details. And very often if you're asking questions, your sponsoring coach will probably ask you, what does Coach FAQ say about that? Because that's where you get the details. Another thing that I want to point out to you guys is honestly anything that you want to know can be found on Google. I know so many people are like, oh, well, what's this or what's that? Guys, check Google. I promise you, there's a blog post about it. There's a YouTube video about it. And I'm not saying this to make anyone feel that you can't reach out to your sponsoring coach or you can't reach out to me and ask questions or anything like that. But I want you guys to be empowered to know that all of the information is out there and it's all within reach for you guys to get whenever you need it. So you don't have to wait to reach out to your coach during their work hours or, try to catch someone online. You can go find the information yourself because it's all there. I remember when I was a brand new coach, someone would ask me a question, I would go to Google and just type in the question and then give them the answer. So most likely, if you're asking someone a question, that's probably what they're doing anyways. Another great thing is the Coach Relations live chat. Now you can click on this little button here, the Contact Us, and there's a section there that shows you how to do a live chat. And you can be connected right away with a Coach Relations representative and ask them the questions. One thing I really like about that is the record of your conversation is then emailed to you, so you can refer back to it for later on reference, and you don't have to wait on the phone. So I really like using that as well. One thing, I don't know if I made this clear, but this little screenshot at the bottom is at the bottom of your home page in your Coach Online Office. And it's actually at the very bottom of any page. It doesn't matter what page you're on, it will always show up at the very bottom. Okay? Now there's a few other Coach Online Office tips and tricks that I want to show you guys. And I started making slideshows for every single one of these things, and then I'm like, all right, it's kind of impossible to take so many screenshots. So I'm going to come over here and just show you guys exactly what I'm talking about in my Coach Online Office. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys is where to find your PV and TV. Now, I know a lot of people will have questions on personal volume and team volume. Personal volume is what PV stands for. Your personal volume is directly determined by your personal orders and by customer orders, and that's it. Now, your team volume, that's the volume that your coaches create or that you create as a coach for your upline coach. So sometimes there are products that have a PV and a different TV amount. And this is typically just with challenge packs. So a challenge pack may have only 45 TV, team volume, but maybe 135 personal volume. They do that because you get a higher commission on those challenge packs, so it just kind of evens it out, so you're not getting paid a ton on the team volume there. But personal volume, team volume, I want to point out where you can find out what the PV and the TV is for each item. So if you're in your Coach Online Office and you click on My Business, and you come down here to My Forms and Documents, and then come down here underneath this section Product Forms, and you click on this middle one, Team Beachbody Price List and Product Links Form. Then this document opens up, and you can scroll down and you can see right here that the 10-Minute Trainer Challenge Pack has 150 personal volume points and 55 team volume points. So every once in a while, you may wonder why when I'm doing a shout out for how much volume you contributed towards the team volume, and you may say, well, my PV is much higher than that. How come I didn't get recognized? Well, the truth is I can only see your team volume. I can only see what you are contributing as a coach to the team volume. So it may often be lower. It may be 55 when your PV shows it as 150 if you had someone order the 10-Minute Trainer Challenge Pack. Hopefully that makes sense. So personal volume and team volume. Team volume, again, is what your coaches create, and that's what you're getting your team cycle bonuses off of. Then you can go back down. Now you can see the challenge packs are different. They're lower for team volume. And then when you start getting into the fitness programs, you can see that they're the same. And these are still fitness programs. And then you can see with some of the supplements that it is as well the same thing. The only time when it's different, as far as I know, is with the challenge packs. Okay? Now I often get the question, well, how do you find the team volume for when you do the little shout outs for your team and say, so-and-so had this much volume points this last week? The way that I see that is if I go underneath my business and I click on my volume, then I click on RV or LV. Now, RV stands for left volume and RV stands for right volume. So if I were to click on this, it's a hyperlink. So I click on this week for right volume. I kind of expand this out. I can see that Leah Meekum has 360 volume. Now that is team volume, the amount that she is contributing to team volume. Okay. Now every once in a while you might have someone who has a negative. So this coach, Jennifer, has a negative right now, but that is probably just a coach return, okay, or a customer who returned a product. Okay. It all just balances out, and then the grand total is shown down at the bottom, and that's what your LV is and the RV, and that's where I determine the points for the shout out. So if you're trying to determine what is you are contributing towards team volume or personal volume, you can see right here, this column right here, this first column is my total PV, and then customer PV is the amount that I'm contributing towards the team volume. Okay, so this is my first business center, and I typically put my customers through my second, so don't judge that as low. Okay, another thing is how to change your own Shakeology order. Okay, home page, right here in the middle, this button. It says click here, need to customize your Shakeology HT order. You can do so right there. Now, the only thing is if you need to update your billing information, you will need to call in. You can't do that on there. Every once in a while, people want to know, as a customer, how they could change how a customer can change their Shakeology order online. So if they're on teambeachbody.com, your customers can log on to here. Then this top right-hand corner, hopefully you can see my mouse, is over this hyperlink that says My Account. Click on that. And I guess it's okay, it shows my address right now in this webinar because that's my old address. But right here, Customize Shakeology Home Direct Order. So you can click on this and change that as a customer. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys is where your customer leads show up. Now, this is something that is confusing for a lot of people because they'll come underneath here and they'll say, my alerts, I have 0 new leads. How come I have 0 new leads and I'm in Success Club, I was an Emerald New Coach? I don't understand. Now, when you have a lead, they are now a customer. So you're going to actually show them as, I have so many new customers. Now, this underneath my alerts is only showing you for the last 7 days, the rolling 7 days. So if it's been past 7 days, then it's going to show up elsewhere. And where you will see those leads that have now become customers is underneath my business, my customers, advanced customer search. I just clicked all the way down to the bottom and said run report. Okay, then I'm going to come here and I'm going to scroll over so you guys don't see their information. But the customer source you can see here is either the customer program, my site, customer program, Success Club program. So if it says the source is a customer program, that person is a customer lead from being an Emerald Coach and qualifying for that. Now, if it's a Success Club program lead, then or source, then that is someone who was in Success Club. Excuse me, and I can't start the recording over, and I had a cough. Anyways, if I was in Success Club, I'm going to get a Success Club lead, and these are people who have ordered a product right away that I'm getting commission off of. So they are a Success Club program lead, and that is underneath this column. Now you can see I can go to the left right here. I can go to the right and kind of, so just make sure you're kind of going to the side, because you can even come over here and see their order history. You can get their email, their phone number, all of that good stuff. You can see what program they bought, the last time that they ordered something, everything. And you can change it by first name, last name, and kind of, if you're trying to find someone, be like, okay, let's organize it by last name. Anyway, so that is where you check for your customer leads, okay? Another great piece of information is that you can do customer reports or coach reports. So, downline reports. I like to check my rank, the team rank, how people are doing. So I go underneath my business, my downline, sponsorship drill down, and I'm going to go, so you can click down and let's say, click on, oh, I don't know, Holly right here. So she has one coach right here who is showing as inactive. So I know looking at this that if she signed up a coach on her right and this coach was active, then she would be an Emerald coach. So I might reach out to her and be like, hey, you're really close to being an Emerald coach, yada, yada, yada. But that's where I can find how my team is doing and how I can follow up with people. So this is your sponsorship drill down underneath my business, my downline, sponsorship drill down. So make sure you're checking that out. And this is where you'll want to see how people are doing. And you can see the projected status, if they're active, inactive, or whatnot. One thing I like to do is if I edit the report, it's automatically set for 3 levels down, but you can click it to go 5 levels down, click show report, and then I can see, say Mindy Rose. I know there's a lot of coaches underneath down here where I normally wouldn't be able to see this far. But then I can come down and see this. So you can get down to 5 levels if you edit it. Another thing you can do when you're editing the report is to click what you're showing. So I can say, well, I only want to show the previous week PV, current week PV, Success Club points. I don't want to see anything else right here. I just want to know how many points somebody has. Then I can go save formatting, and I can even save the report and say, okay, this is for Success Club recognition, and I can save it. Then I can run that report, and you can see how now this makes it really easy for me to see that, okay, so-and-so has 4 points, 1 point, whatever. I can see what their current PV is for their total customer PV, and all of that good stuff. Now, when you save a report like I did on this one, just zoomed in, you can go underneath my business and my saved reports, and then you can see right here how I said Success Club recognition, and then that is now saved, so I can constantly just come back here and click that, and I can see, how much people have. So that's another really neat thing that you can do. You can see that I have a few saved reports for SE recognition, based on the enroll dates, so I know, who's contributing to my elite points. I have for my rank and for team rank, so this one would show for 5 levels now, and this one is just for 3. So those saved reports are really cool. Now, another thing that people tend to not know about is where to find the National Wake Up Call recordings. So, click underneath News and Training, go to Events, come over here to Live Chats, Wake Up Calls, over here in the left-hand corner, and then click on Archive. Then you will see a place to listen to all of the previous wake-up calls. So they're all right here. You can read a transcript of the call. You can save it to your phone, to your computer, and sync it to your iPhone or whatever, and listen to it later on. Another thing that I like to do is to use an app on my phone. It's called Podcast. And if you download that, you can do a search for Beachbody, and you can listen to all of the national wake-up calls on there, which I really like doing as well. You can also find them underneath this tab called Success. This is actually your online subscription to Success Magazine. And a lot of people don't know about that, but we do have this, and you can listen to different videos. They have all the archives. You can read the full issue of the current edition of Success Magazine. I like to listen to audio because then I can get ready or clean the house, do dishes, whatever. But I like that you can pick by category. So I can say, you know what, I want to work on my leadership skills. So what are some different audio that is out there for me to listen to for leadership that I can work on? Now, if you click on Team Beachbody here, right here you can see coach calls, and they have all these coach calls as well. So they are also right here. Really easy for you to find a couple different places. Now, another thing that I have mentioned to go over is where to find the Super Saturday information. So typically as we get closer, you will see it right here in the breaking news. But you can also find it underneath news and training events right here, Super Saturday. So I can click to view the event listings. I can click to view an interactive map and find someone that's close to me. But you definitely want to go and find somebody's Super Saturday event that you can attend. Another thing is preferred placement. So a lot of coaches don't know how to set that up. Again, like I was showing you, sponsorship drill down, you can see right here on the leg who's on your left leg and who's on your right, okay? I personally like to go to my graphical genealogy and select it from there. So you can do automatic placement. If you do that, it will first go to your right, then to your left, and to your right, to your left. Now, I like to set preferred placement, and I like to go click to the bottom right, and I can click on this little dotted outline person, and when I do so, it says the user has been selected for a preferred placement. Would you like to save the changes? I don't want to right now. Well, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so when I do that, you can see it now is selected that it's red. It's outlined in red. That shows me that that's where the next coach that I sign up, that is where they will be placed. So if I go to the top, I can also click down here and look on my husband's weak leg and kind of come down here and see, sign up a coach on his weak leg if I want. But and the same thing, I just click go to bottom left, go to bottom right, so I don't have to click the little blue arrow down and down. But that's how I like to do it as well. But again, you can just do automatic placement and have it go right, left, right, left. But you want to get that done before anybody signs up so that you don't have to go back in and email coach relations and have them move people around. As of now, you have 5 days to move somebody around if you notice they're not placed in the correct position that you want. And to do so, you just have to email coachrelations@teambeachbody.com. All right, on my list, I also have e-cards to show you guys how to do e-cards. Now, you can come over here and go underneath my desk and click on my e-cards. And, PIO is coming out soon, so I can say, message me for more details. And say, okay, yes. That's the e-card I want to send, and then I can, do, the recipients that I want for this. Okay, and send that in. All right, the cool thing about this is it will tell me when that's been seen, which I really like. Now, if you wanted to send an e-card to all of your coaches or to all of your customers, there's a much better way to do so that will save you time. So I go to sponsorship drill down, and just right here, I click send e-card, and it will send it to everybody that's in that report. that I have 3 levels down. Then you can see this pops up, and I just scroll down, and I say yes, click here to create an e-card, and then I can do the same thing and send it to them, but it automatically includes everyone there. So when I do an e-card for everyone in my 5 levels down, I go to my saved reports and I do like team rank drill down, which is everybody 5 levels down, and I will send them an e-card this way. And then that includes more people. Okay? Again, with customers, I showed you how to pull up all of your customers underneath my business, my customers, advanced customer search. Then I can show a report, and I can send an e-card to all of my customers and let them know, per se, about a promotion or new product coming out like Pio. All right, I already told you about Success Magazine. Inactive versus projected inactive. Let me talk to you about that. Now, every once in a while, somebody will say, oh my gosh, I'm about to lose my rank. Everybody is projected to be inactive. All right, now you can see on this projected status column right here that there are people who are active and some people who are inactive. So when they are gray inactive, that means they are already inactive, which means they haven't placed an order, they don't have a customer order. Now, look at this one, it's in red. Now, if it's in red, that means that that person is projected to go inactive. You can see there's a negative points right here, which means she probably had a return. So I might click on her thing and go to order details and look, and I can see, okay, she had her own order on June 4th for $99.61. That's a Shakeology order. So I'm going to reach out to Rebecca, and I'm going to tell her, Rebecca, you had your own Shakeology order. There is something called an active status guarantee. Now, you have to use that by name, active status guarantee, but you can call into Coach Relations and tell them, you know what, I'm on my own Shakeology order, and I've had a return. I want to get that active status guarantee. The active status guarantee is saying that as long as you have your own Shakeology home direct order, you will not lose your rank. You will not, you are promised to be active, that you will not go inactive due to any returns. So you just have to call in though. Now you can't call in for your coaches. I could not call in for Rebecca and get that active status guarantee. She would have to call in, okay? So if it's red, they are not yet inactive. They will be on the following Thursday. So going inactive to active or active to inactive, that is considered a rank advancement, and all rank advancements happen on Thursdays. Okay, so I think that is it for what I wanted to show you in the Coach Online office, at least. Like I said, we went over PV and TV, how to change your Shakeology order, where your leads show up, your downline reports, sponsorship drill down, wake-up calls, Super Saturday events, setting your preferred placement. I showed you how challenge packs have a different team volume amount, how to send e-cards, Success Magazine, and how to tell the difference between inactive and projected inactive, and that's the black versus red. Okay. I wanted to show you a few more things, and everything else kind of relates to Facebook. And there's a few tricks and tips that you get to know about Facebook. So I'm getting notifications like crazy here. Oh, wow. Okay, so direct Facebook links. Let me pull up my Facebook account and I will show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me turn off my chat so I don't get, sorry, if I can hide this. I'm getting pop-ups. Okay, that's better. All right, direct Facebook links. So if I have someone who's an assistant or something like that who's helping me, which I do have an assistant, She will send me a direct Facebook link when there's something she wants me to look at, or if you're trying to share it with someone. So you see how Christina Delgado did this post. Right underneath her name on this post, there's a timestamp. And you can see that it's actually a hyperlink when I put my computer mouse over it. So if I click on that hyperlink, it brings it into a new page. And when I do that, up here in the top where you type in your URL, I can copy and paste that. So I'm going to copy that, and let's say I'm going to send that in a message to somebody, or I'll just pretend it's an update. I'll go like this, and you can see that it does a direct link for that post. Okay? So you just copy and paste that. So if you wanted to share a post, if you want someone to look at your challenge group post or something like that, I can do so just clicking on the timestamp and copy and pasting that URL. Another thing I get a lot of questions on is how to get this owner-founder at Team Forward Fitness over here on your About section. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. So you open up your profile, you click on this little pencil mark to manage your About. I'm going to update my info. First, I'll delete this so I can show you how easy it is. So I'm going to remove it, and then you can see it's gone. So I'm going to click that I work at Forward Fitness. Now this is when you have a like page. So my like page is called Forward Fitness. I come down here and it's not pulling up, so I just do that. It will still work out. And I do owner, founder. Sorry. All right. So I'm clicking that I'm the owner, founder. I live in Chandler, Arizona. So I'm going to add the job. And then voila, you can see it pulled it up, even though it didn't at the beginning, after I went through the whole process. So now when you click on my profile, it says over here, owner founder at Forward Fitness, and that's a hyperlink. And if I click on that hyperlink, it takes people to my page. Okay? Another thing is you can set the group address for the different groups that you have. So let's go to my Team Forward Fitness page. Come over here to this little spin wheel, whatever you want to call it, and I edit the group settings. Right here you can set up a group address. So I want this to be Team Forward Fitness. I set the address, and then right here I have this hyperlink now. So if I send someone a message and I want to show to my husband or whatever that I wanted to do this, then it sends him that link. Okay? All right. Another thing is to do group searches. So if I, again, come into my team page, there's always people who ask about, let's say, Shakeology being while you are pregnant. So if I type in Shakeology, pregnant, just a few keywords, then you can see all of these times that people have asked about it, right? So I can just click here and see what people had to say about it. So lots of stuff. So that's this little magnifying glass right here. If you click on that. Tagging Beachbody pages. So if I go to do a status update and I want to say, I am loving my Shakeology. Now you saw actually when I was typing it that it brought that up. I can click on that if you want to, and then it pulls up the page. When I do that, if it doesn't pull up automatically when you're, see it didn't pull it up for P90X, but if I do a little @ sign at the front of that when I'm typing it, then it does. So let's say I just want P90X, I can click this one. I'm loving my P90X and insanity. Okay? So you can do that. You can even do it with your like page. So I can say at Forward Fitness. And that's my like page. So as long as you do the little at symbol beforehand, you can tag pages or whatever. Facebook cover photos. So one thing that I've been learning about is to do little cover photos for my groups. So come into Summer Slim Down is a group that I'm doing right now. And if you click over the top of this, you can see there's a little hyperlink that pops open right here that says change your group photo. So I can upload a photo. I can even reposition this, you know, if it was too far down or whatever, and move things around. Now, you can do this for all your groups. I kind of like to, you know, like I have one for my diamonds or the Diamond Dash accountability group. We did that as well, you know, just created that. And the place that you make those is on picmonkey.com. It's PICMONKEY. And I'll actually go over that website in a minute. Now, another cool thing that I wanted to go over is that if I were to find an old photo of myself, say this is a post I did on the 20th of May, and I just did a little smiley face, which I'm not going to right now, but if I commented on my own photo from a long time ago, it brings it back up in the newsfeed, which is a cool little trick that a lot of people don't know about, but it's a way to like kind of extend the life of a Facebook post. If you have like a really great post and maybe you don't feel a lot of people saw it, then you can bring it back up again. So I'll see people who will go back on their transformation photos and be like, oh, thank you so much, I appreciate it. And it's like, oh, you could have said thank you like immediately, but you waited a week or a couple days because it would bring it back up again. So that's a little trick that you can do as well. Another thing about Facebook that you might not know about is I can come in here and I can pin a post. So I did this post welcoming a new coach. So there's a little, if you put your mouse over this side, you can do this little V and you can pin the post. Now when I pin the post, you can see up here it says pinned post and it's at the top. Now you can do these typically for you know, keeping posts at the top of your page. So on our challenge groups, we pin a post. So you can see this coach I'm co-hosting this with, Kimberly, pinned the post to the top so that when everyone's checking in for the day, this one stays at the top. To unpin that, you just come here and unpin the post, okay? And I think that's all for what I wanted to go over on Facebook. So we'll come back to this. A couple other websites that I wanted to make sure you guys knew about. One of them is acuityscheduling.com. Now, this is great for setting online appointments, and you can send people a link, and they can go on there through that link and pick a time that works for them. You just prepare by setting your availability on that website and let people know, you know, I am available for calls 2 to 4, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever. So if you're doing a lot of coach calls or, you know, calls with your customers or whatever, I highly recommend that. It just saves you time on trying to figure out a time that works. One thing I like is that it automatically adjusts for their time zone. So if people are in a different time, you don't have to do math or anything like that. It just does it for you. I also really like that it's free. They do have a paid version, but I just use a free one and it works just fine. Picmonkey.com. So this is where I was making those cover photos. And honestly, I feel like it's Photoshop for dummies and it's totally awesome. They do have a free version, but then they also do have just moved out of that. Just one second. They do have a upgraded version, which they call Royale. And I pay for it, but I feel it's totally worth it because I do use it a lot, but you don't have to. So that is how I created these slides, is with PicMonkey. That's how I've done my cover photos. That's how I do the recognition photos. You can play around with it. It's totally awesome, and I think it's great. Another great website is called woofoo.com. And this is where you can create forms, applications. You may see like people say, if you want to sign up as a coach, go and fill out an application here. Or if you want to join a challenge group, go fill out this application. And that is where you are creating that. I know a lot of people will then take that and get the HTML code and plug it into their website if they have a blog or whatnot. Or they may put it into a Google Doc, and then that way, whenever they get the entries, it puts it into a spreadsheet. So you just have to go to Google Docs, which is the next thing I wanted to talk about. But with Woofoo, you can pay for it, or you can have 3 forms for free. With each form, there is a 100 applications limit if you have the free account. So I just have the free account, and that works fine for me. Now, Google Docs is awesome. I use that to store a lot of my information, and you can do the forms, like I said, on there, and I think it's really great. So definitely look into Google Docs as well. Another website that a lot of people don't know about is called iconasquare.com. It might be Icona Square. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But it used to be Statigram, and now it's changed its name. But this is a great website if you are on Instagram, and this will show you the stats of, how many people are looking at your account, how many people have maybe clicked unlike and now are not following you, how many of the people you are following you back, what are the best times to post, what are the most commonly used hashtags, what hashtags that you are using are getting the most reach. Lots of great information on there, so definitely check that out. Now, a website I've been using a lot with coaches and Coach Basic groups that I'm really liking is called Zoom, and it is free up to 25 participants. There's just a time limit, so you have to be quick. You have to be done within 40 minutes if you just want the free account. If you want to have unlimited meeting times and you just want to be able to talk, and you can have higher participants, it ranges between $9.99 up. So if you want to have more and more people, then you're going to pay more. But I just do the $10 a month one so that I can have unlimited meetings, and it works great for me. And another website is coachingcodes.com. So if you go there, it's a great place to get personalized links. So you can send people a direct link to order Shakeology or whatever. So you go on there, you click to fill in your Coach ID number, your Beachbody Coach ID username, and then you can update it, and it has everything personalized. So it definitely works really well. One thing with that, and when you're sending personalized links that a lot of people don't know about, is if you give them a link for a challenge pack and you go to test your link and see if it works, most often when you do that, it automatically recognizes your coach account and will sign you in, and thereby you will think that that link is not working because nothing will show up. And the reason is that as a coach, you cannot buy challenge packs. So if you're using that challenge pack link, it automatically recognizes you as a coach, then you're not going to see that product. So just underneath the top right hand corner, after you click on the link and you're looking at the shop and you're like, it's not there, underneath the right hand corner you'll see it says like either welcome guest or welcome Brigida, whatever. If it's saying your name, then you know that it automatically linked you in. So just go to teambeachbody.com and log out because it had you in there. And then try the link again and it will work. And I think that that is all I wanted to go over for this. So I hope that this presentation was valuable for you guys and that you learned a lot. And if you have any questions or anything, comment below this video and I will respond back. Thanks.